Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Welcome to SML Total Access. I am Primetime 000, joined by Matt and Dan. How are you guys doing today?
Freezing. It's cold.
Pretty good. We got what, 3 Simbardies on this show for the cycle? I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it's been a
How many playoff appearances do we have, Matt?
I don't know. I didn't count those.
At least a lot.
I contributed to that one.
Baby, It's Cold Outside is the famous Christmas song. As it is cold outside, as we're going to get right into first down on the show, season recap. Last season was a good one for me. What's your guys' thoughts overall on the season? And Matt, we'll start with you.
I don't know. It just went as we expected. I mean, you, Dan, and you winning. I mean, it's kind of almost become tradition at this point. But I don't know. I think we saw that Soda and Stavo. I'm not going to say they're not ready for the big time, but they are the most stubborn. People say I'm stubborn, but these guys roll into Detroit thinking that what they do against all these little guys is just going to work. Like all the things the young guys do, these motion plays, these, crazy, trips and bunch and spread, and that they're, all the speed boosts you can get with your running back. But that's not how you play Prime, and they don't adjust, and they just get blown out of the water, and we just get the same old. I think the AFC is a lot more interesting, because I think there's a little bit more adjustments being made between those teams. So last season I thought was as pretty much chalk as we've ever had. So I'm hoping there's a little bit more parity this season.
Yeah, I want to, just give Prime his flowers for 20-0. I think, we can debate all we want about the Lions. We can debate about this game, how it fits perfectly for Prime. I think we're seeing that in the unprecedented run he's on for this cycle. That'll be a talk later. But really, I just want to throw that out the window, because when you go 20-0, it's almost regardless of all that stuff. It's an impressive feat. I think if my memory was serving me right, there was probably 4 games maybe that he had, 4, maybe 5 that were really close. Came down to last minute stuff, and it went his way. Some of that is good fortune, but also you make your own fortune. So I think we got to really just give Prime his flowers here. Let him enjoy it, celebrate it. He hasn't been super obnoxious about it, which I appreciate. But I think this moment, to me, this is better than any of the other Super Bowl wins, anything else he's done. This is his crowning moment for the cycle, and hats off to you, Prime.
Thank you. Yeah, 20-0 definitely feels good. That was the goal. I thought I blew my opportunity when KP took me down a couple seasons ago, but that was a good achievement, and one I hadn't done yet on the list, and the small list I have of things that I haven't done. Now, there was a couple things I noticed in the playoffs outside of that run I had. SML playoffs have commentary, and the pressure builds, and pressure either makes diamonds or bursts pipes. And I'm not down on this guy by any stretch, but if I could point out the quintessential SML playoff pressure moment, Dan and Bomber are playing. Bomber's got the ball. All he has to do is run it or do something, throw the deep ball, and he calls a timeout. He shifts through his plays for what felt like 3 real-life minutes, and then he throws an interception to Dan. Dan drives downfield, wins the game with under like 12 seconds left. I mean, that just the lights got too bright, and that's the beauty of the SML playoffs. And this isn't me ranting on Bomber choking, blah blah blah. I'm not here to say that. I mean, you could argue that, but I'm not gonna. This isn't the point of what I'm saying. The point of what I'm saying is, everybody who steps up and commentates these games and takes their time to do this, and the shows that we do and the moments that we have, create something more than just a virtual somebody or a physical somebody. We are actually playing for something. We're playing for pride. And I think that's what makes the SML playoffs great. And I think we did get to see that a couple times in the playoffs. But that moment right there, I think, showed exactly what the SML playoffs are all about. Obviously, Woods had a field goal where he was shaking in the Super Bowl, missed it last cycle. In my opinion, that was that moment again this season.
Yeah, and if you're still, oh, the Lions, the Lions, the Lions. Look, what season is this? 5. Um, if your team isn't good, it's your fault. I have the worst. I'm tied with Nightcrawler, which isn't great company, for the lowest overall team in the league. That is my fault. So if you want to just go Lions, 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 you can't use that all year. That's been said many, many times. If we get this far in the cycle and your team isn't really good, it's on you.
Yeah, no, that's
Matt,
good.
overall means nothing. Let it go. Overall means nothing. Let it go.
Okay, that's what people with high overall say. But yes, okay.
No, it's on, baby. We're just through one topic. Let's talk. This is gonna be my favorite topic of the day, by the way. Outside of just the fun season we had, is Prime gonna sweep the NFC? Dan, we'll start with you for the cycle. Super Bowl, 9 straight Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah, here's my point, and I don't think you're going to because I just think Madden's not going to let you. I think you're going to have one game in the NFC side. You know, we saw it season 1 when your head wasn't there with Gutta, and he really should have beat you in overtime. That's going to happen again. I just can't see you doing that. And if you do, like, man, what a shame on the NFC. Holy cow. Um, but here's my point with the NFC. You have 2 shots, assuming Prime's the number 1 seed. You had all season to make him not the number 1 seed. Then you have 2 shots in the NFC to knock him off. And the difference is the NFC doesn't seem to like work together to take down the top dog. Like on the AFC side, like Bomber and I, we talk all the time. Q and I talk all the time. Raider fan is getting up there. Hey, I'd love to talk to Raider fan. Like we try to help each other out. We try to push each other. We are like, Rocky and Creed and Rocky 3 and 4. Like, well, yeah, he died early in 4. Never mind that. Rocky 3, like, and we're just like pushing each other and fighting and trying to get better. And then we'll go and just duke it out and see who wins and shake each other's hand. The NFC side is just like, I don't know what they're doing. It's like, they're just kind of go lucky, kind of just, it just doesn't even make any sense. So my only hope still is Damon. I'm hoping a little bit that he's starting to learn. I'm hoping he's starting to like care a little bit. I hope it bothers him that he loses. But guys like Soda, guys like, Stavo, I don't think it does. They don't do anything about it. They're just whatever. And so I'm concerned.
Yeah, my answer is no. I'm going to liken this to bowling, actually. I don't think you're going to sweep the NFC. In bowling, people who don't really bowl think a 300 is the great achievement, right? You get all strikes in one game. And that's what you just did, Prime. You just went 20-0. That's a fantastic achievement. But making the Super Bowl every season for an entire cycle would be the 800 series of bowling. That is more impressive than a 300 game. Is your 3 games add up to 800 or more? Think about it. If you did 250 for 3 games, that's 750. So you have to do better than 250 each game. But you're not going to do it. I think you can do it, but I agree with Dan. I think there's not enough consistency in this Madden. Where I think certain things are out of your hand. I also think your 2 biggest threats are in your division, and that means they see you a whole lot more. Now, Soda and Savo have seen you enough that they should be able to do something about it than just roll over and die. But Dump is a big addition. He's a Simbardi winner. He's a really good offensive player. He's never been known for his defense, so who cares that you can't play it in this Madden? Nobody can. And so I think you're going to either get unlucky or you're going to have a game like you just had against Damon where your head is foggy and you start throwing the ball like Nightcrawler. But if you can, and here's the thing, Soda and Stavo, Dan's right. I don't know if they don't care because these guys have a lot of hours, or at least Soda does. But they don't care enough to adjust. And I just beat Soda, and nothing really stood out like this guy's a threat to Prime. Not that he can't beat you, but I don't I don't see him going in every season and really putting you against the rope. So I don't think you're going to do it because I just think the feat is just a little bit too big for really anyone to do.
That's good. Good feedback. I am absolutely going to do it, and here's why. I look at the NFC, and Stavo in the playoffs, I played him 3 times. He hasn't come within 13 points is the closest he's lost to me on. 13 points. Last game, 50-32. 50-32. And he works closely with Soda, S&S as they call it. We've all seen the shows, conspiracies, so on and so forth, and in chat. Soda, the closest, one playoff game, 34-19, 15-point victory. Damon, I'm 6-0 in all-time in the SML playoffs. He did have a game this cycle. His closest loss was by 8 points, an 8-point loss to me. My closest NFC playoff win was season 1 against MMX. I won by 2 points against MMX. That was the closest. I retired Gutta. Gutta joined my division, and I beat him so bad he quit the league. He knew he couldn't stand a chance, and he regretted joining the division. Dump, maybe. We'll see about Dump. The reality is this. There's only one man in the entire conference that has beat me in an SML playoff game ever, and that is Matt. Matt is the only man who could possibly do it. He's the only man that knows how to beat me come playoff time. This isn't me talking trash. This is just the facts. This is just the reality that if you lose to me 4, 5, 6, 7 times in the playoffs, I've got you against the wall, and it's done. It's over. I own that conference. Madden or not, I'll find a way to win. I was playing Damon in the playoffs this past season. I had a fumble. He kind of had a chance to take control of the game, and he couldn't quite do it. Great player. I think he has potential, but these guys, it's going to take a miracle for them to overcome me at this point. And guess what? And Dan kind of hit it or alluded at this earlier. I haven't even resorted to the mental gymnastics that I typically do. That's just a tool I've got in my belt that I haven't had to pull out because I'm just loading up and whipping these boys. I mean, if I start to feel a little threatened, then I might pull out the trash talk, but I haven't had to do that yet. So I'm going to say I'm going to sweep the NFC this cycle.
Look, I beat Prime 31-18. I then lost 24-22, and I lost 17-13. Do not make me bail you out, NFC. I'm going to let you handle your business, but don't let me bail you out. I'm too old for this crap. So just somebody do
Matt, let me ask you a quick question. Has anyone on the NFC side DM'd you and say, hey, help me out?
Nope. And I wouldn't help him anyway, but nope.
Pathetic.
AJ honestly has the best chance because he can run the ball and he will run the ball, but he's just not there.
That's an interesting name. We haven't brought that name up. AJ might be one that might be right there behind Dump and Damon. I think AJ is ahead of Stavo and Soda as far as prime threat.
Yeah, I put it in chat that AJ. I put in chat that AJ. You know, he has the potential, but I don't know. I think he folds under the pressure. But let's talk about defense. Third down. Can defense be played this Madden? Matt, we'll start with you.
So I'm approaching this topic with the stance of 2 equally skilled players where one does not have a complete tendency that can be predicted. And in that situation, my answer is no, but with the slight caveat of yes, but it's out of your control. I know it's a convoluted answer, but I don't think you could boot up Madden and play defense. I don't think you can hit your PlayStation button and go, I'm going to play great defense today, because you don't know how good of defense you could play until the first drive on defense or the second drive when you see how your defensive line plays. My last 2 games, 2 games ago, AJ, I swear to God, every time his running back got the ball, the sea parted and it was 10 to 15 yards before I even touched him. And he even said the same thing in chat. I'm not making excuses. He beat the crap out of me. It is what it is. He probably beat me anyway. But that's just how it was. I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I have a great line. My line's like 85, 90, 98, and like 93. And then my linebackers are really good too. I have the personnel, but they didn't do anything. And then I go up against Soda, and Benson's getting hit 3 yards behind in the backfield. Now somehow he's gaining 7 yards when that happens. But I'm not doing anything different. I'm calling the same plays. I'm using the same guy. I'm making the same no adjustments with my line, and they're just breaking out of the blocks and knocking the guy in the backfield. And I won that game. I lost. AJ beat me like by 24, and then I beat Soda only because my AI defensive line decided to shed run blocks. Um, so that's where I come with the caveat of yes, but it's out of your control because I did nothing different. Um, the game just rewarded me. Now that's somewhat realistic. The Seahawks are a good example. My Seahawks are a good example. They were chasing Brock Purdy around in the divisional round the whole game, and then I think Matt Stafford probably didn't even need to wash his jersey. But they were at least getting there of sometimes and stopping the run. With this Madden, it's all or nothing. It's like you don't get a pass rush and you don't get run blocks, or you kind of do. There's no like I can't rely on, okay, 40% of the time I'm going to get a pass rush, or third and long, I know I'm going to get there. I think that's the frustrating part, and that's why defense can't be played, because defense can't be predicted.
Yeah, the short answer of it is defense can't be played. I think I'm proof of that, throwing for the passing record in my 6 years of playing Madden SML. I've never been known as the passer and having the passing title. And then at the same time, you look at the leading rushers. Constantly guys are getting over 200 yards a game. The average right now for the top guy is over 10 a carry. So you can both run and pass. The problem is that the zones, they play exactly true to what they're supposed to play and nothing more. So if you have a yellow, it's going to play 7 to 10 yards deep. It's not going to cover 5 yards. It's not going to cover 12 yards. It's going to cover 7 to 10, and that's it. And so guys can just pick apart. They made passing too easy. And Matt is right. The pass rush is the one kind of random part of it that you just don't know. I will say this, though. Defense can be played in critical moments. And that's where you got to shift your focus. You got to shift your focus to say, on a big third down, a big fourth down, I need to run something they have not seen that throws them off, that I hope to make them make a mistake. Prime alluded it to Bomber. I played man-to-man. Okay, I don't think I played man-to-man once against Bomber that whole game, and I played man-to-man underneath coverage, giving up the deep ball so that I would jump. I was hoping a curl route. Bomber loves curl routes and man. He panicked and threw a drag, and my guy had underneath coverage. Against Prime in the Super Bowl, the game really came down to 2 fourth downs. On his fourth down, he scored a touchdown. My fourth down, I dropped the ball. Those are some of the defensive moments that can happen. So don't just go in the game and say, defense doesn't work, whatever, screw it, I'm going to lose. No, you got to be strategic and say, I got to think on big moments, what defense am I going to run that takes away something that they're going to do, even though I can't take away everything.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards it can be played, actually. Every year I see this, and you can go back and search these keywords in chat, and you'll find them if you look hard enough. Well, it comes down to the run blocking. Whoever gets better run blocking is going to win the playoff game. Me and QP had that conversation. Me and Dan have had it every year. At the end of the day, Madden has had random run blocking, pass rush for the last 5 years. That is nothing new. The only difference, like Dan said, the zones play a little bit differently this year. It's easier to pass the ball. It is easier to pass the ball for everybody. Last year, quarterbacks didn't matter either, though. I think that if you want to win a game, a playoff game, what you have to do is, I don't sit there and study, but I commentate games. I've been in the league long enough. I just kind of know. I have a mental Rolodex. Hey, this guy kind of likes to do this. This guy does that. And you just have to guess. Like, instead of, like, when you see a formation, I kind of care about the formation because I might know what play it is, but I just think in my head, what kind of play concepts does Dan like? Okay, it's third down. He's probably going to run one of these kind of concepts. I'll call a defense that I think is going to stop that. I don't just mindlessly, in a regular season I do this, but because you'll see me pick plays before the other guy even picks his play in the regular season. But playoffs, I don't do this. But in the playoffs, I don't mindlessly scroll through and be like, I wonder what this play looks cool and click it. If you do that, you're an idiot. You just need to jump off a bridge. Like, that is stupid. You need to think, okay, what concepts has this guy been beating me in the first and second quarter, and how can I stop it? If he's been beating me inside, let me try to cover inside. If he's been hitting high lows, do a Mabel coverage. Just think with your brain. Think with simple stuff. That's what pisses me off about defense and clock management is people just They just go through and think, okay, let me call this play and this will work. And it's like, and they don't think anything besides game management. Defense can be played, like Dan said, in key situations. I don't think the scores are going to be as low as they used to be. I don't think the passing numbers are going to be as low as they used to be. But hey, I've shut out Soda. I've blown guys out just fine. And guess what? I played the same exact defense I always have, and it just works. That's my piece. Sorry. Let me spread the love.
That's good.
Who's spreading the love? Dan, you spreading your love?
I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna spread my love. There's a lot of options this season. There's some bunch of people bounce back, but I want to go mine to Woods because he just beat me yesterday, and I want to spread it in this way that about 2 games ago I challenged Woods. I said, hey Woods, you're coming out in a lot of standard meta / normal formations, and I know what play you're running before you run it. It's almost what you just said, Prime. It's like, hey, I see your formation. I know you're running this play, and you made defense easy. Well, he took that to heart, and he's gone and changed his playbook, and he didn't move the ball hardly at all against me, but he also didn't turn the ball over. And then he got 4 field goals. He scored 1 big touchdown, and he beat me. And so Woods, man, good job, and just like taking some constructive criticism, learning from it, adjusting your game, and just playing smart. And I think I said it last season. I said Woods would make the playoffs this season. Now he's 3-3, and I'm going to keep to that. I think Woods is going to steal a playoff spot.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Last topic. Prime told me to jump off a bridge, so I'm driving. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Here's some constructive criticism for Woods. You suck, old man. Dan, I don't know what the hell you were doing. For me, it's got to be Tiny. Look, he hasn't played anybody. Yes, his schedule gets really, really hard, and he's going to fall off a cliff and not make the playoffs. But right now is our last chance to share the love before that schedule hits. So good job, Tiny. You're playing really well. I've noticed that you've changed things up a little bit, so good job there. And then on the same token, ZBD. Look, this guy, he's got different personalities on the field. But this is a good one this year. He's 4-2. He beat me. He was down 2 scores with 55 seconds left, and he scored a touchdown and then got the onside kick and then beat me. I don't think he's going to win that division because Stavo's the big bad wolf. But I think if ZBD can do just enough to get the 5 seed that he then plays the NFC East winner, you could see ZBD in the divisional round. So hats off to him at 4-2.
Hey man, I'd love that. That'd be awesome. I wanted to spread. You guys took my first 2 with Tiny and Woods, so I'm going to pivot here. NFC South, MMX 4-2. He's bounced back after kind of a down couple seasons there. That whole division, ZBD 4-2, MMX 4-2, Stavo 4-2. Not nice is not good. He's 0-6. But everybody besides not nice, I'm spreading my love on you guys in that division. That division could have a photo finish. Another guy I want to shout out, Tiny was balling. He's playing well. Dump 4-2, back in the playoff push. Took some time off, and he just looks like he hasn't lost a step. He's getting used to that Bears team. I'm proud of Dump for being a competitor and winning games. Couple other guys I want to spread my love on just because it's been a minute. Tug 5-1. I think he's getting better and better. He played Dan pretty close in the playoffs last season. I forgot to bring that up earlier. I just wanted to say Tug's showing improvement there. Fur 4-2, and QP 4-1. I know we haven't really talked about him. He's kind of a forgotten man, maybe a thing of the past in some people's eyes, but 4-1, and he's running the ball now. I mean, he was throwing it quite a bit, a little too much maybe, but now he's running the ball. He's 4-1, and he's making a push to be back in the playoffs. And also KP, who guaranteed a playoff appearance this season, is 3-2. If the season ended today, he's in the playoffs. A lot of good stuff happening there in the just SML as a whole. Eddie, he's 3-3. He's out of the playoffs. Eddie was a fluke last year, 1-year wonder. He'll never amount to anything, in my opinion. But good job, Eddie, for a good season last year. I'm spreading my love on you too. That's all I got. Matt, what's your 5, man? Tell us the truth.
Number 5, I'm going to hit you with the truth here. This might ruffle some feathers. I got Tug at number 5. There's a trend on this this top five. Tug hasn't played anybody. Well, he's played somebody, but he lost to him. But he hasn't beat anybody. His only loss is QP. He's beat DW, Trick, me, Tiny. Oh, he's beat the AFC East pretty much, and Fig, and me. So yeah, if you beat the AFC East, the NFC East, and Fig, you don't really have a great resume. And then a really blowout loss to QP. So got him at number 5 though. He is 5-1. Look, it's like the Patriots in real life. You can only play who's on your schedule, even if it's one of the weakest in the entire world ever in the history of the world. Number 4, I've got Tiny, who again hasn't played anybody, but is 5-1. Again, he has beat his first 3 games were against the NFC East. He then lost to Doink. He then beat Steve and not nice, who you already said is not good. So he hasn't played anybody, but he's, again, 5-1. So that's really impressive. Good job, Tiny. I already said that. You will unravel soon as I look at your schedule here. Holy smokes, he's screwed. At number 3, I've got QP. Look, he's 4-1. Now, that's only because I was going to disqualify him for not having played his game yet, but he did have a bye, so he's off the hook. You never know with him and his brother. They don't really schedule well. So week 1, he lost to Raider Fan. Close game. Raider Fan made the Super Bowl. I don't know how that happened. And then he does have the win over Tug, but then he's beat the AFC East and Fig. So, but he beat Tug, who is also on this list, so I'm going to give it to him. At number 2, we didn't say this guy's name, and I wonder if I'm going to surprise you that this guy is doing as well as it is. Do you guys know who this is?
No.
Meats.
Could be Damon.
No, it's Meats. Meats is 5-1, friends.
Wow.
Meats is 5-1. He's got wins over CC. He's got wins over KP.
Wow.
He's got a win over Bomber. He's got a win over Straw.
Wow.
Yeah, and then a win over NYT. So his one loss is not great. It is to the AFC East and Trick, but it was close. And Trick's been around a long time. I've known Trick for well over a decade. He's played a lot of Madden, so he's going to sneak up and bite you. But really good job. And then number 1, I've got Prime. And again, the loss to Damon was not good. I watched the whole thing, vomited many times during that game. It was not good, but you're owed one of those performances. Damon is a worthy competitor. Damon would actually be on this list if he didn't have to give away so many force wins, but the best ability is availability. You got the win over Raider Fan, just certifying that Super Bowl win. You got the blowout win over Soda. And you got the win over MMX, who is 4-2. We just talked about that. So, and you've got the track record. A lot of these guys outside of QP don't have the track record. So, Prime's still there. And yes, Damon would be here if he didn't take a trip and have to take force wins or force losses.
Yeah. Matt, come on now. Like I usually respect the top 5, but how do you take a guy off that hasn't lost a user game and has beat Prime and Bomber by only giving up 9 points to either of those guys? Like, when have you ever seen Bomber and Prime not even score 10 points combined, and you don't have them on your top 5? Like, come on, Matt, that's a weak top 5.
No, well, he'd have 3 losses if somebody didn't delay advance so that he could play the last minute of the against Johnny.
Ooh.
So,
hey, I will show you any of my DMs you want. I can't help the fact that my opponent was not available on the day before that I was available.
Just
I
a
only can
rumor,
play according to what my opponent does.
Just a
Wow.
rumor.
I have no problem showing what
I didn't even hear this.
my DMs are.
This is
Don't try to throw out accusations.
I didn't throw it out.
You don't
It's just
have
what I've
any
been reading in
facts?
chat. I've just been reading it in chat.
Oh, you're reading in chat. So everything you read on the internet is true. Come on.
Hey,
You're getting back to your Eminem days. Get off your Eminem days. You blew it. Damon should have been somewhere in your top 5 for the fact that he just beat Prime 20-3 and he beat Bomber 26-6. And you can't even recognize that.
You got to play your games. You got to play your games. But hey, that rumor didn't start with me. It started with a very esteemed conspiracy member in the league who actually runs a conspiracy business and a show on SML Network. I think it was an AFC East opponent, I believe. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's just what I was hearing.
Thank you. Thank you. I have no idea what happened on that end. All I know is in my DMs, he was not available on the day that I was available, so I had to wait till the last day.
Wow. Yeah, that was interesting, Matt. Thanks for sharing that. I actually think that list is perfect. Thanks for just the diligence you put into that, obviously, and the being open about your criteria. I don't think Damon got Belichicked quite like Dan does, but I guess we'll see what the league thinks. Thank
Play
you
your
guys.
games.
Yep, play your games. That's right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're nearing 30 minutes, so if you watched all this, thanks for watching. If not, well, sorry. Have a great day. Bye.